show you how to do a good foundation base for your updo. And by using this technique, you can make sure that your updo will last all night, that it will go through lots of dancing, through a limo ride, through whatever the bride needs. And even if a few pieces fall out or a little bit of curls loosen up, the whole thing won't collapse. So I have her hair prepped and sectioned already, and I'm using the bottom half of her hair. So from ear to ear, there's a part, and I'm going all the way to the nape of her neck. And she has relatively thick hair, and so I'm going to put it into one ponytail. If her hair was really thick, I might do 2 or 3, but since her hair isn't super thick, I can get by with 1. But first I'm going to go ahead and back comb through this whole area. So starting near the top, I'm going to go through and back comb, starting about halfway down the hair and then pushing it up to the base of her scalp. And the reason that I'm doing that is so I have a nice cushion for my bobby pins to go into when I'm actually pinning the updo. This is going to do 2 things. One, it's going to make a nice place for the bobby pins to stay, and they'll stay in there longer because they'll have some place to grip to. And the second thing it will do is keep your client from being in pain because she won't have bobby pins that are stabbing her in her head. So after you have a nice thick base of back combing, then you'll gather it all together. You want to make sure to really get all the little hairs that are on the nape of the neck. You can use a little bit of putty or wax to get that all up if you need to. And then I'm going to secure it with an elastic. I'm not going to do it too low or too high. I kind of want my updo to be a little bit in the middle. So I'll use a small clear plastic elastic. You can use a bigger one if the client has really thick hair. And then I'm going to just pull it out just a little bit. And this is just going to make sure I have lots of space for my bobby pins to stick into as I'm pinning. So that's the beginning. The next thing you're going to do is take a look at how much hair she has. If it's pretty thin, you can just keep it in one section. If it's thicker, you might want to divide it into 2. Her hair is thick enough that I'm going to divide it into 2 sections like this. And then all I'm going to do is put a little bit of a curl in the end with my curling iron. And this is going to save me a lot of time and make this updo fast. Rather than curling this whole section and then coming through and doing this base, I can just take the hair as it is and just give a little bit of bend in the end, like that. Now with each section, what you want to do is give it a twist, put a little bit of flexible old hairspray in it, and then I'm also going to use a little texture powder. This is Kenra texture powder. You can use any powder that you like, but this is going to give her hair a little bit of grip and help it stay together and ensure that when I pin it up, it's not all going to fall out and she's not going to have any loose flyaways coming either. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the powder on each section. I'm going to give it a twist, then I'm going to back comb all the way through. So I'm going to keep twisting and back combing until I'm starting to see all the hairs stay together in one thick section. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I twist it up into a bun, I don't want little pieces to be coming out. So you want it to be pretty dense. It doesn't have to be pretty because this is going to be the base of your updo and no one's going to see it. So I'm going through and back combing. Sometimes using a wider tooth comb helps if the hair is pretty thick. And I'm going to keep twisting and back combing. So now that I have 2 sections, I'm going to use this to create a bun. So I'll take my first section, keep it twisted, and I'm just going to wrap it around the elastic, tucking the tail in and holding it into the shape of a bun. And then using my bobby pins, I'm going to go through around and pin it into that back combing that we created. How I'll do that is go straight towards her scalp and then turn it down into the back combing. I'm going to do that all the way around and make sure to especially get underneath here because that's the part that tends to fall out quite a bit. And I'll take the second section and do the same thing. I'm going to twist it around. And you can kind of determine at this point how big you want your updo. So if you want to have a really big updo in the back there, you can make this base a lot bigger, spreading it out a little bit more. If you want it to be more subdued, a little smaller, you can bring it in a little tighter. But the basic thing is that you just want it to be tight and secure at this base because this is going to be where you're going to pin all your curls. You're going to make the design of your updo, and this is the foundation for your entire updo. So I can see that this part is falling, and so I really want to make sure this tail stays in. So I'm going to put a couple bobby pins into that one. And I'm kind of just pressing around to make sure no pieces are loosening up. And you want to check it for balance, make sure it's right in the center because this is where you're going to be pinning your curls. And if it's already, the foundation starts off a little off base, then your whole thing is going to be off base. And then I'm also gonna kind of give it a little bit of a shake to make sure there's no pieces that are gonna fall out. Once I'm satisfied with that, then I will go through, give it a quick spray, and now I can feel confident that my updo will not collapse once I am done finishing it. So that is your base for your updo.